This is True Buds, that Mary Jane, now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Yeah, number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up the perfect show for my smokers. True Buds.
Roll one up, take a dab, eat an edible, and come kick it, because you can count on quality cannabis content every time. Yes, I usually do interview somebody. There would be somebody right across, and to me, the focus is usually on them. But during these quarantine times, it's a little different, so I'm coming with them like solo podcast just to keep giving you content. That being said, I have some Skype sessions lined out so we can get some other people on the show. But I also think it's a good time to talk about the business, what's going on, because it's kind of fucked up in my mind. Because in a previous podcast, I talked about how, cannabis businesses are considered essential right now, and that's why they're still open and functioning. Growers are still going. But the fact that it is state, it's like a state thing versus federal, and it's federally illegal. So anybody who, even people who are providing these grow facilities with lights, or people who are doing certain things, making packaging, are still not eligible for these grants for the stimulus package, which to me honestly gets me fucking heated and a little pissed off. And it's just fucked up. It's just another way to show, like, this to me is a prime example of how messed up the cannabis game is. You're going to have these states out here. You're going to have these people who have businesses who have to be shut down, who are manufacturing whatever it may be. Maybe some of them are still cranking, but you're going to just tell some people they're not going to be able to get the grant, but they're considered essential? What? Does that make sense to you? Like, honestly, I'd like to hear from you. And if you're listening to this, comment on the YouTube channel. And if you're on YouTube, I want to hear what you have to say, because when I started reading about this, it got me heated. And I don't easily get heated, but I'm just kind of like, that's messed up. Some of these people have probably, let's just take, for example, this is just all off the top of my head, a company who is building lights, and they found their niche, and they're in, a state where it's legal. Let's just say California, because that's what I know about. So there's a company who has been building hydroponic lights and supplying the growers with them and everybody, and then they can't get a little stimulus like every other company in the game. To me, that is insane. And I just wanted to start the podcast off on this, just saying, like, that's how crazy the game is. But to be in the game, you got to be crazy too, like I am. I don't, this shit, right? Like the federal level of, oh, it's still a substance one. Are you kidding me? Like, that's what blows my mind. And it's also interesting to see with this quarantine going on. It's the same thing with cannabis, and like to an extent with me. And I'm not trying to get political, I'm not about that. But states function on their own level. So yes, it's legal in certain states. It's illegal in certain states. And that's the loophole for the federal government to just say they don't get shit. But just put yourself in them shoes. I know you probably know people. I know people who have just spent the last 5 or 10 years of their life building a business. Not even in the cannabis space. I'm just saying, like, and there's a couple different spaces. One of them is a restaurant owner. The other one opened his own auto garage. And the auto garage is still functioning a little bit. I need to talk to my buddy in a restaurant to see if he's doing to-go food. But regardless, that's not going to cover your overhead. And to me, the fact that these companies who have been deemed essential, these cannabis companies, cannot get a break is ridiculous. So I think in the states where this happens, I think something might have to happen for them to get some type of stimulus package. And that's all I'm going to say on that. You guys are like, damn, you getting heated right off the beginning of this podcast, because I am, because these people deserve it. They're not doing anything wrong. It could be somebody even designing a package. If you're affiliated with anything that's cannabis and you're making money off it, oh, you don't get stimulus? Are you kidding me? That's the biggest bullshit I ever heard. And that just frustrates the fuck out of me. And I'm still thankful that I can keep making content and doing it. And it's not like I'm like banking right now. I'll throw somebody in. I'd even do a sponsor. I'll throw it in at the beginning, but to T-Check, because T-Check's legit. But I'm just saying, these times are crazy, man. What the fuck? How are you going to deem something essential and then say you don't get any stimulus package when everybody else is getting stimulus packages? That's insane. Let's move on to the next topic. We have the cannabis business side. We're talking about stocks. You know, I've been investing in them. I'm going to keep this portion a little shorter today because I've gone in depth in previous episodes, previous podcast. And I just want to say, though, I'll put an article up or just a still shot from the article showing the graph of these pot stocks just tanking from 2019 to 2020. Of course, a lot of companies are tanking right now, but I like to see the silver lining. There is potential there. So do your research. Some of these stocks will be gone, or that's what they say, like I've said in previous episodes. I don't know if I wholly agree with that, but just do your own research. Check it out. There is money to be made if you have extra money to spend. If you don't, I get it too. Times are tough, and that's that. That's a little business portion. Let's hop into some other stuff to kind of keep it entertaining on this podcast. I'm trying to switch up the dynamic when I'm solo. So let's talk about my top 5 favorite edibles. And if you've heard any of my content from TrueBuds TV to this podcast, you know I love the Pro Tabs. So I'm going to put them at number 1 because they're just beautiful little tablets. They're easy to break up. If you just want to do half one, you can put them in your mouth. You can swallow them. And they're always consistent to me, at least. And I've taken a lot of their shit. So Pro Tabs, that's what's up. But there's a close second here. I'm going to say Absolute Extracts is also very, very legit. Their gel caps look like a fish oil, 25 milligrams, always hit right. And you know me, I take my edibles. I could take one of those and just be feeling that. And that to me is a beauty. If you're looking for a chocolate, the number 3 position for me, and if you're looking for chocolate for a number 1 position, is the Kiva bars. Those things are delicious. Literally some of the best tasting chocolate I've had. And they are consistent as fuck. But you know what I get when the Kiva's out? I get Chiba Chews, the chocolate taffy. Those are on the same level and they always hit hard. And I feel like those have always, they feel like an OG to me. I can count on Chiba Chew to always deliver just something beautiful, something legit, something that I enjoy that's consistent because there's a lot of edibles out there, or there used to be. Now the market's gotten a lot better of pushing out the bullshit like, oh, we're going to give you like our gummies coated in some bullshit 500. Fuck that. These, everybody I'm talking about here, I put TrueBuds TV on the line saying they are legitimate companies making legitimate products. But that being said, the number 4 I would have would be Cushy Punch because their shit always hit so hard to me. That little 4, gummies, and they were 25 milligrams a piece, and they were the best gummies I ever had. But then all this drama went down in the news, and I haven't even seen their products recently on shelves, which makes sense. But I'm just saying that those hit hard, but it's crazy the way that they also were functioning in the underground market. And if you want to hear more about that, please check out so many previous podcasts where I talked to actual guests on the show about the Cushy Punch deal and what happened. Those would probably be episodes probably around like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, around there, because that's when it started to happen. Maybe even a little earlier. But anyway, I would say the next up, and I'm going to switch it up because I said the first couple are going to be like things that you might not consider edibles, like the Pro Tabs, Absolute Extracts, and I talked about Kiva, I talked about Chiba Chew. Now I want to talk about a liquid, the Cannabis Quencher. This thing is legit. They have different flavors. It's 100 milligrams, and it hits quicker than the typical edible does because liquid dissolves faster in the bloodstream. Therefore, you are going to feel it faster. So I will say the Cannabis Quencher is legit, and I've had it in a bunch of videos I've done on TrueBuds TV, but I have not done a review with it. So Cannabis Quencher, I got a review coming to you very soon. And this one, number 5. And number 5 sounds kind of bad, but it's really, 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 really good. For real. Emerald Sky, their licorice. I've had all their licorices. And it's funny saying that. I've consumed all their licorices, but their stuff is legit. It's consistent. And that's why I have these top 5 on this list. I'm not bullshitting you. I have faith right now. You order through Ease, use my discount code. You go to the dispensary, whatever, just grab it. I'm just saying these are my top 5, and I have faith in these top 5 companies, and that's why I'm putting on them up high like this. I'm not one to just say shit. There's other companies out there that do good shit, but these companies, in my mind, do the right shit. But that's where I'm also not perfect. That's why I mentioned Cushy Punch, because Cushy to me was mad legit. It was always so consistent, and then it got bought down. And if you, like I said, you just check out other episodes to hear the whole story or just Google it. But they still provided a quality product. But maybe for me, pushing them wasn't the right thing to do, and I still wasn't. They reached out to me to do some videos for them, and I said, that sounds cool. And then we kind of had some email exchange, but I actually never did a sponsored video for them. I just did videos because I like their product. And I'm on a long winded topic about my top 5 favorite edibles, but just take this into consideration when you're buying edibles. And maybe I should throw in a couple bonuses right now off the top if you don't see any of these. Shit, what else? What else? What? Oh, the cookies brand, like 420 bars hit right. Those chocolate bars are really good. Cookies and Co. Um, what else just is pretty consistent in terms of the edible game? Sensi Chews. Sensi Chews are just like a Chiba Chew, and I would say their consistency is just as good. But I just like Chiba just because I feel like it's an OG, but I would compare them on the same ballpark. Um, with the Kiva, there's Defonse, which is like the fine chocolate, and it's good. It's a bunch bigger bars, but to me, I'd rather have Kiva just because it's a smaller bar and it's the same potency in a smaller bar. So I'd rather have the least amount possible. What are some other ones? Fuck Troche. Elite California is legit with their tinctures. I'm gonna dive into a little vape topic here in a minute. And their something about their vapes is gonna be in the next little portion here, so I'm not gonna spoil it right now. I have a whole vape portion coming up right next. Let's just dive into that right now. But I will say I'll keep this portion a little shorter because I might have just gone off a little too hard on those edibles. I would say it's just kind of what's on sale sometimes at the dispensary or the delivery service. But I will say Happy Sticks seems to deliver. Kaliva always delivers. And those are around the same price point. If you have a 510 thread, Bloom Farms is legit. And I would kind of put all those in the same category in terms of consistency and price point at number one. But I will say number two could also be number one. And I was struggling whether I should put it as number one is Old Pal. Old Pal specializes in just some good outdoor. Nothing great, nothing amazing, but it's consistently good. And I've been happy with all of their pods. And they're, I'd say about half to 2/3 the price of some of those others I mentioned, along with many others. We know there's a lot of others in the game, and you could check out my channel for more videos I've done to review those. And that's why I will say, too, I don't, I love the G Pen Geo, the PAX era first, G Pen Geo, Stizzy's even ahead of that. So those are my 3 go-tos because you can throw them in your pocket. They're good to go. And here I go on another tangent about vapes. But those are my go-tos, and that's why I kind of put those in the forefront because I usually don't mess with anything else. The 510 threads, like the Bloom Farms, a lot of times I don't buy those because, like I have here, it breaks in your pocket easily. That's a long thing. Whereas these other ones, the G Pen, the Stizzy, the Packs, they're I put them in my pocket. They never break. They're always there. I've literally broken probably 10 of these 510 threads. And I'm working with some other companies who are bringing some legit 510 threads that are more durable to make it better. But I just kind of like those other ones just because that's what's up. And that being said as well, I don't know about like the all-in-one vapes. I've had some friends. I've smoked a couple. I know I had a Bloom. I had one of what's that called? I'm spacing out. Damn, Blazarian. Ignite. I had an Ignite vape. Disposable. But I will say my favorite disposable is Fuego, and I mentioned them before for a tincture company, Elite California. That Fuego is some of the best quality. When you take it, it tastes like actual flower. It doesn't taste like, oh, am I actually getting something? It's like, no, this shit is potent. So if you think you're somewhere where you can keep it low key with a vape and you have that Fuego, be careful because that shit is Fuego. That is that good. And what else can I say about vapes? Oh, let's bring it back to the business side that I was talking about from the beginning, is that vapes obviously hit a downturn in 2019. And this is kind of a weird spot for me because they hit me up because I was smoking a PAX on the beach and I used 2 seconds of my footage for a vape commercial. And I was like, word, that was a nice check. But then after, I was kind of like, fuck, like, what was that about? And then the more research I did, the more I dug was that the cannabis, like vapes, were being fucked with by the tobacco companies because the tobacco companies were losing mad money, not even to weed vapes. Let's put those aside, but that just came into play. And they were more focused on not tearing down the weed vapes, but they were more focused on tearing down like Juul and these nicotine vape companies because they were intruding on the tobacco market. And let's be real, that the tobacco market has a crazy fucking foothold in the game. Like, especially even in California, where in Hermosa Beach, you can't even smoke a cigarette on the beach. But the tobacco companies own shit. They have a certain proportion of money and excuse me if that's a wrong terminology. I'm no political genius. I'm just saying that these tobacco companies have money. They have lobbyists. They're working to make money off these everyday person. And I'll don't ever really smoke unless I'm really drunk. I'll smoke a cigarette. But my point is that these people are plotting and tearing people down. Who I'm not saying Juul's the right thing. I don't know anything really about it except it's a little vape that looks like a PAX that doesn't get you high. So I'm not concerning myself with that. I'd rather smoke a weed vape. But what I am saying is that I'm going on a tangent about my commercial that I did because it kind of fucked with me after when I did more research. I should have done more research before. And even if I did do more research before, a nice little paycheck's cool too. So it's kind of fucked up, kind of hard. And that's why I'm making this rant. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about edibles. Oh, that was an edible rant. I'm going to talk about like just about vapes a lot less and, kind of make it more to the point. But I'm just going where my brain's taking me right now, and I hope you enjoy that. And I hope you're enjoying tuning in with True Buds TV, the True Buds Show. On True Buds TV, I drop a video every Wednesday and Sunday. And on the True Buds Show, it's every Wednesday. Hour-long podcast, give or take. 30 minutes was the shortest, I think 35, and the longest like an hour and 15. So see where it takes us. We'll see where this one comes in. You're like, dude, you were ranting. Sometimes like it's hard to go solo. I'll be honest. It's not easy. I was about to pull this battery that's dead, and I'm just trying to figure out the next move in the game right now. How do I talk to you? How do I make this worthwhile? You've been sticking around right now until this point for so long, just listening about my thoughts, and this is truly how I feel. This is coming to you as somebody who's been deep in the game, making content, researching, knowing shit in terms of these edible companies, these vape companies, just the business, everything. I have been in the trenches and I'm coming up. I haven't made it. I haven't fucking made it, but I'm working and I'm digging my own shit and building shit brick by brick. And that's the way this cannabis shit has to work. Like I was mentioning earlier with the stocks, there's a lot of companies who are valued at something a lot higher. This is where like it reminds me of the VC money, the venture capital money, and these tech companies. People are sinking tons of millions of even billions of dollars into these companies, just like cannabis, and they are valued at this for what they can do. And that's even in previous videos I've talked about Canopy Growth Corporation are valued a lot higher than they are really worth. And that's just across the board. So this is a time where we are going to see the real shit going down and the real ones are going to make it. But also people who might have had the right idea, who were doing things right, are going to get fucked to bring it full circle, who can't get a little help from the government because maybe this company found a good client and was making a package or some lighting system for them. And so you're going to fuck them. You're not going to pay this company what everybody else is getting in the small business market. To me, that is insane. So I'm going to bring it back to the intensity I was at the beginning. And that pisses me off. Like these people, these companies, let's just say it's a lighting company providing a cannabis company with a hydroponic lighting system. Let's say it's a 30 to 50 employee company. Now, these employees could still probably be working because all of it is deemed essential in certain parts. However, there's still going to be a downturn. And that's where I don't know fully because there has been mad upturn in terms of like sales and people hoarding shit because they don't know what's going to happen with everything going down with lockdowns and so what. But there are still people. losing jobs, companies closing down facilities. These people, I don't even know about I should have done more research on the individual if they can receive anything working for a cannabis company. My guess would be no. I just did more research on the big end of the small businesses and what they can get. And they can't get shit because it's considered a level 1 substance. Are you fucking kidding me? These people are also workers. Some of these people probably working in the facilities that deserve the money with the stimulus package probably are just a day-to-day person, and I'm sure they might smoke. They probably do, but whatever, because most people enjoy it. But if they don't, either way, you're going to affect them because they're not considered like on the market because they're selling illegal substances or are affiliated with them. The affiliated part is ridiculous. God, seriously, I don't even say God like that, but it's just, I'm hyped up on this, and it's ridiculous to me. How are you going to be considered essential and not be able to get a stimulus package? And that's where I think the state needs to step in. And look at me getting all political. I'm like, oh, I don't get political. I'm talking about the state, the government. But for real, we got to take care of these people in the game who need it. Damn, I told you I wasn't going to get hyped up, but I did. Got to go get some of that Muddy Waters again. That nice indica. Just rationing it out here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for hanging out on the True Bud Show, the True Bud Show podcast. Go check out True Bud's TV, which I have a feeling you're already a subscriber. And if you're not, do you? Also check out truebudstv.com. Content coming all the time. I try to stay on the edge of shit and be real with you and do what I can to make the best content that is also like informational. I try to add a little touch of humor on that, if you feel me. And sometimes it's hard when I get heated, but I still like to say, do you, light a fatty, have fun. Quarantine's crazy. You can see I'm not on the mic. I am in a studio. Once again, obviously there's no guest here, except I always consider you a guest because you're kind of chilling, always, hanging out, just being part of the show, whether you're watching or listening. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And I hope some of the stuff I said finds you well and you can relate to it. And if it doesn't, just hit me up too. I'm always down to hear from other people. Like I said before on a previous podcast, I want to find somebody who is like very, very anti-weed and get them on here and have a legitimate conversation. Keep it honest, keep it real, keep it true like the buds. I'll see you guys on the next episode of True Buds Show, the True Buds podcast, where we go. And with that being said, this has never happened before. I just laid down a little rhyme here. So I might put on a little beat to just finish this show up, do a little freestyle. What would a good beat be for this? What's a good weed zone? I got 5 on it. This may never make the cut, but I'm stoned as fuck. So let's see what's up. Yeah. The sound coming through the MacBook and through the mic. Aye. True Buds, it's alright. Aye. Never lay down the flow like this on the mic tonight. I might as well say alright, ayy. Roll up another fatty, make that shit, yeah. Shout out to everybody trying to do that. Yeah, maneuver through that shit. Quarantine's hard shit, but stay medicated. Say fuck everybody that hated. I regulated on what I had to. Remember my first bag, dude. Never mind, it was the second. Then I slung that. Get that weight so I could bring it right back. That was 2 or 3. Try to get at me. That's the True Bud showing real love. True Bud smoke a real one. Damn, how I had to spit on that. Yo, never heard Jack saying True Buds love like that. Come to the party in the party bus. That's a weed bus, and the weed bus is a must. Shout out to what we gotta do in LA. Shout out to what you gotta do in your county. Every day I say, smoke a fat one, roll another fatty. That's 2 or 3. Smoke 2 joints. Shout out Sublime. In due time, you gonna find your mind is fine. Shit, you don't have to rewind. You could live in the moment and hold it. just prosper. That's what I'm saying on this gospel. Oh damn, did I say that? I had a neighbor drop off palms, but I didn't know that. I thought they wanted to shake hands during this time. I was cool with that, baby. I'm on my grind. Shout out to everybody showing mad love. Shout out to everybody roll a foul one. Shout out to everybody that never had one. Damn, I do it like this, I spit like this for the true buds. Should I end every show like this on a podcast? Maybe I just get it right, trying to get mad cash, but I give it back. I was doing giveaways before I ever made $1 like that. That's Jack, keep it fucking real. That's Jack, baby, that's just how I feel. Hustle for the next meal, money in the bank, trying to buy these stocks, baby. What you think? Got that baby girl at home, fiance stuff. What you know about? That's some real love. Damn, did I break it down on that romantic spit? Yeah, roll another one with the ones you love. Damn, that's what it's gotta be. This that True Buds TV family. I hope you fuck with me. Thanks for keeping it tuned in till the ending. You didn't think I was gonna do this shit like that, but that's just Jack on the flow. Damn yo, how I get it when I rip it like that. Oh, I never stop until my heart do. Then I might even not be relapsed on the shit, man. Shout out to everybody. Love y'all. I'm out.
This is True Buds, that Mary Jane, now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Yeah, number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up the perfect show for my smokers. True Buds.